Right now, the western United States is in one of the most severe wildfire emergencies in recent years, and according to federal officials, it is not slowing down. We're talking about 84 large fires burning across the country today, with 45 of them completely uncontained in Oregon and Washington alone. The National Interagency Fire Center has activated National Preparedness Level 5, the absolute maximum on a scale of 1 to 5. It's been in effect since July 18th, and there's no sign this emergency is downgrading anytime soon. More than 4.5 million acres have burned across the United States so far this year, already exceeding the 10-year average, and here's a number that puts it in perspective. Over 2.6 million of those acres are actively on fire right now. Let's break this down region by region. According to NIFC, 26,000 firefighters and support personnel are committed nationwide, and on top of that, an international team from Australia and New Zealand has also been deployed. That's how serious this is. The U.S. has called in foreign firefighting support because our own national resources are stretched to the absolute limit. Oregon, Ground Zero. Oregon and Washington are Ground Zero for this disaster. Oregon alone has 31 large fires burning today. The biggest story right now is the Roe Creek Complex, burning in Wheeler County near Fossil. It ignited July 15th from a lightning strike and has now burned 295,000 acres at 39% contained. 3 separate fires, the Crosswhite, Brewer, and Green Mountain fires, merged into one on July 26th, now managed as the Roe Creek Complex West Zone. When fires merge overnight like that, containment numbers drop instantly, and that's exactly what happened here. Nearly 1,400 personnel are assigned to Roe Creek, 47 crews, 24 bulldozers, 74 engines. The National Park Service has completely closed the John Day Fossil Beds National Monument, and the BLM has shut all managed land along both sides of the John Day River. The bench fire on the Warm Springs Reservation is burning over 45,000 acres and is only 3% contained, one of the highest priority incidents in the entire Northwest right now. The Aubrey Fire, right on the edge of Sisters, Oregon, has burned over 27,000 acres at 10% contained, with hazardous roads and lingering power outages nearby. The Big Grass Fire near Jordan Valley has burned 288,000 acres at just 5% contained, larger than Roe Creek. The Shingle Fire has jumped county lines and sits at 6% contained, with the town of Dayville under a Level 2 evacuation notice. The big picture number: more than 6,200 people are under Level 3 Go Now evacuation orders across Oregon this morning. The governor activated the Emergency Conflagration Act, reserved for only the most extreme fire emergencies in state history. Officials put it bluntly: conditions are so dry that any small ember could start the next major wildfire. Washington, a heartbreaking story. The Kaiser Canyon fire is one of the most heartbreaking stories of this season. It ignited July 16th on the Confederated Tribes of the Colville Reservation near Nespelem in Okanogan County and has now burned over 126,000 acres at just 16% contained. At least 20 structures have been destroyed, with over 800 more threatened, and about 1,000 people have been displaced from the Colville Reservation. At one point this week, fire was burning within 2 miles of Nespelem's town center. This fire burned through sacred land. The Colville tribes are grieving the loss of thousands of acres of culturally significant territory that cannot be replaced. Chief Joseph's final resting place, the historic Nespelem Cemetery, was directly threatened and narrowly escaped, a close call that cannot be overstated. FEMA authorized fire management assistance funding just 1 day after ignition, showing how fast this fire overwhelmed local resources. Multiple roads remain closed across Okanogan County, so check current evacuation levels before traveling anywhere in that region. The weather event that started it all. What sparked all of this comes down to one event: dry thunderstorms on the evening of July 15th. Storms that produce lightning and thunder, but where the rain evaporates before reaching the ground. That means thousands of lightning strikes hitting bone-dry vegetation with zero moisture to suppress the ignitions, one of the most dangerous weather patterns in the West. That night, lightning rained down across the Cascade Range and spread east across Oregon and Washington, igniting dozens of fires simultaneously. NASA's Aqua satellite later captured dozens of fires collectively charring hundreds of square miles in a single frame. The science matters here too. Researchers say the western snow drought that set the stage for this was made 4 times more likely by climate change. A historic warm winter, record low snowpack, severe drought, lightning, extreme heat, more lightning, then strong winds — that's the chain of events that built this crisis. Nevada, Colorado, and California, Nevada has 4 large fires, all showing aggressive behavior, collectively covering more than 55,000 acres, with 2 still at 0% containment. State officials have issued a season-long air quality advisory covering the entire fire season, not just this outbreak. In Colorado, the Aspen Acres fire is one of the most destructive in state history by structures lost. Over 101,000 acres burned, more than 850 structures destroyed, and at its peak, 3,800 homes evacuated across southern Colorado. The good news, it's now 66% contained. The nearby Gold Mountain fire has burned nearly 40,000 acres at 59% contained, though it's worth pausing to note a firefighting helicopter pilot was killed at this fire on July 12th. Fighting these fires is one of the most dangerous jobs in America. California, by contrast, is the one bright spot, 5 large fires, but the largest, the BC fire, is already 98% contained. Forecasters warn that above normal heat and weakening monsoon moisture will keep fire danger elevated across the state through the week regardless. Air quality, a national problem. The smoke isn't just a Western problem anymore. It's riding the jet stream eastward, across the northern plains, through the Great Lakes, and into the mid-Atlantic, with forecasters warning the plume could reach as far south as Florida by week's end. Closest to the fires, it's far worse. Boise, Idaho has been locked in the very unhealthy category for days. Oregon has issued open-ended air quality advisories for 13 counties. If you're in one of them, stay indoors, keep windows closed, run your AC on recirculate, and wear an N95 or KN95 mask if you must go outside. Wildfire smoke carries PM 2.5, particulate matter small enough to lodge deep in your lungs and bloodstream, causing coughing, burning eyes, and shortness of breath, genuinely dangerous for anyone with asthma, heart disease, or lung conditions. And extreme heat compounds it, accelerating the chemical reactions that produce ground-level ozone, so smoke and smog are hitting western cities together right now. What comes next? The next 24 hours carry real risk of new ignitions. The National Weather Service is flagging isolated dry thunderstorms over southern Idaho this morning, with more storms, some wet, some dry, expected this afternoon across Utah, Wyoming, and Montana. Any dry lightning could spark new large fires today. Oregon and Washington aren't expecting thunderstorms, but relative humidity will run just 10 to 20% this afternoon, well below the 30% threshold fire forecasters flag as concerning. Meanwhile, extreme heat is gripping the southern plains, with highs of 95 to 110 degrees Fahrenheit from North Texas through western Oklahoma, and temperatures running 5 to 15 degrees above normal across California, the Great Basin, and the Southwest. Looking further out, the outlook is not encouraging. NIFC is forecasting above normal fire potential through August across the entire Northwest, central Idaho, western Wyoming, and northern Nevada and Utah. The monsoon that normally brings relief to the Southwest is weakening, and a strengthening El Niño is reinforcing hotter, drier conditions across the Pacific Northwest. Climate scientists say more large-scale smoke episodes are possible all the way through September. The bottom line: the western United States remains in an extraordinary fire emergency, with no significant weather pattern change on the horizon to bring meaningful relief. If you live in fire-prone areas across Oregon, Washington, Nevada, California, Idaho, Montana, or Colorado, have a go bag ready, know your evacuation zone level, and monitor local emergency alerts closely. This is a developing, fast-moving situation. Fire perimeters are changing daily, evacuation orders are shifting, and new fires could ignite with each afternoon thunderstorm cycle. I'll be updating this every single day as this outbreak continues to evolve. If you want to stay on top of it, hit subscribe and turn on notifications right now. Our thoughts are with every firefighter on those lines, every evacuated family, and every community holding its breath across the American West right now. These are real people in a real crisis. I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe out there, and if you're in a fire-threatened area, please listen to your local emergency management officials.